just landed another incredible endorsement. This time it's with...
What if I told you that an injured rookie, a player who hasn't even stepped on the court in months, just flipped sneaker culture on its head? Think about that for a second. Sneaker culture is sacred. It's been built over decades, brick by brick, by legends. Michael Jordan turned it into a billion-dollar empire. Kobe Bryant added a whole new generation of loyalty. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Every superstar has their own piece of the sneaker throne. Shoes aren't just shoes. They're identity, their status, their history. So how in the world could someone come in, before even logging a minute of pro basketball, and shake up that entire system? And the wildest part? She didn't do it with sneakers. She didn't do it with jerseys. She didn't even need a viral highlight or a game-winning shot. She did it with cups. Yes, you heard that right. Not sneakers. Not performance gear. Cups. Stanley cups. The kind people use for water, coffee, smoothies, or protein shakes. But when Caitlin Clark's name got attached to them, they became something entirely different. Suddenly, these weren't just cups. They were collectibles. They were status symbols. They were a piece of Caitlin Clark's story that fans could literally hold in their hands. And it didn't stop there. Fans crashed websites trying to get them. Resale markets lit up overnight, with prices jumping as if people were trading sneakers instead of stainless steel drinkware. Entire online communities started debating colorways the way sneakerheads argue over Jordans. That's not normal hype. That's cultural takeover. And that's the power of Caitlin Clark. Because what this story proves, beyond the court, beyond the WNBA, is that she isn't just an athlete anymore. She's a cultural force. A player so magnetic, so marketable, so untouchable in her influence, that even cups become must-have items the second her name is stamped on them. And if that sounds crazy now, wait until you see just how deliberate this entire rollout really was. Now, here's the thing. This wasn't some random merch drop. It wasn't Caitlin Clark's team calling Stanley and saying, "Hey, can we put her name on a tumbler?" This was precision marketing. Stanley didn't just drop a single product. They launched a full collection, 5 different designs, each one with a specific purpose. The massive jug for the athletes, the gym goers, the diehard sports fans who wanted something bold. The tumbler, sleek, modern, Instagram ready, perfect for everyday use. The water bottle, durable, portable, practical, something you'd actually take to practice. The classic cup, a nod to tradition, timeless design. And the travel-ready version, lightweight, versatile, aimed at students, commuters, and anyone who wanted Caitlin on the go. This wasn't about one size fits all. It was a lineup, almost like a sneaker drop with different silhouettes. And the colors? That's where the rollout became personal.
And to land deals is, legendary. And not to mention, she still got to deal with Gatorade as well. So for her to land this Stanley deal is just, I know a lot of people talk about her agent not being there for her agent doing all these things. I got to give it to her agent, bro. Now, granted, would Caitlin Clark be getting these deals if she didn't have her agent? Probably. But she still got to give some, we still got to give some credit to the agent. This is a nice cup here. I don't think I ever seen one like that. This is legendary right here. And Caitlin looks super happy to have this deal as well.
Fever Navy, tying her directly to Indiana. Iowa Gold, an emotional callback to her legendary college run. And a soft, balancing gray, a transition shade, symbolic, almost like the bridge between the past and the future. It was almost as if someone sat down and asked, how do we turn Caitlin Clark's career arc into Pantone colors? But here's where the genius comes in. Fans didn't just buy one. Nobody was saying, I'll grab a cup and call it a day. No, they were hunting for the full set, collecting them, stacking them up on shelves, taking pictures of their Caitlin cup wall, and posting them online like sneakerheads flexing their Jordan collections. That's not normal. That's obsession by design. Most athlete endorsements are transactional. You buy the shoe, you wear it. Maybe you grab a jersey to rep your team. But this was a brand ecosystem, built to get fans to chase, to collect, to spend again and again. It wasn't about hydration. It wasn't even about the cups. It was about owning a piece of Caitlin Clark's journey. And here's the punchline. It worked. Better than anyone could have predicted. So much so, that sneaker culture, the culture Caitlyn supposedly disrupted, had to take a step back and say, wait, are cups really outpacing sneakers? But a clever rollout only gets you so far. What really sold the product was Caitlyn herself. In the promo photos, she didn't look stiff, robotic, or forced, the way so many athletes do when they're dragged into lifestyle campaigns. She looked natural, laughing, posing, holding a cup like it was just another day. And that mattered. Because here's the truth, relatability sells. Fans connect when it doesn't feel like an act. Caitlyn strikes that balance better than almost anyone. She's iconic enough to spark hype, but approachable enough that everyday people see themselves in her. That dual identity is why brands keep lining up. And the kicker? She pulled all this off while injured. Think about that. Half the season sidelined. No highlight reels. No viral on-court moments. And yet, her endorsement train never slowed down. Most athletes disappear from the spotlight when they're not playing. Caitlyn, she just needed a press release and a photo shoot to stay relevant. That's real brand strength. That's proof she's bigger than the box score. And for critics who insist she's only popular because of her stats, deals like this completely destroy that argument. But here's where things get even more interesting. Other stars have endorsements too, yet none of them are moving lifestyle products like Clark. Aya Wilson has her Nike shoe. Sabrina Ionescu has her own line. Angel Reese locked in her Reebok deal. All strong moves. All great for the league. But none of them are selling $40 cups to suburban moms in Iowa and college kids in Austin at the same time. None of them are creating resale markets where fans flip drinkware like it's Yeezys. That lane? That's Clark's. And right now, she completely owns it. And that's why this deal is so groundbreaking. Because for decades, sneakers were the crown jewel of athlete endorsements. Until now. Let's be real, sneakers used to be the measure of cultural dominance. Jordans, Yeezys, limited drops, resale markets. That was the game. But suddenly, Caitlyn Clark enters the chat with cups. And sneaker culture energy got redirected. Online forums that used to trade shoe sizes? Now they're trading Clark colorways. The resale market? Flooded with Stanley cups going for double or triple retail. It sounds ridiculous, and it is. But it's ridiculous in the kind of way that prints money. And in that moment, Clark proved she wasn't just endorsing a product. She was redefining what athlete endorsements could even be. Of course, not everyone loved it. The haters came quick. She's selling cups, not championships. She's injured. Why does she deserve this? The same tired arguments. But here's the reality. Endorsements and performance aren't mutually exclusive. And if another WNBA star had landed this exact deal, the narrative would have been completely different. People would be calling it groundbreaking, historic, overdue. But because it's Clark, critics try to dismiss it as just a cup. That double standard says way more about the critics than it does about her. And meanwhile, the numbers speak louder than any tweet ever could. From a business standpoint, this deal is a masterclass. Stanley didn't partner with Caitlyn out of charity or goodwill. They partnered because they saw dollar signs. They saw her sell out arenas. They saw her spike TV ratings. They saw her break streaming records. And they knew, if she could do that for basketball, imagine what she could do for lifestyle products. Now that it's been proven, other brands are taking notes. Cookware, furniture, tech collabs. The possibilities are endless. Clark isn't just a basketball star anymore. She's an all-category influencer. And that changes everything, not just for her, but for the entire WNBA. Every time Clark trends, so does the WNBA. Every sold-out cup sends people Googling Indiana Fever schedule. Every headline about her endorsement reminds the world that women's basketball exists. That spotlight is invaluable. It drives networks to increase coverage. It pushes sponsors to invest more. It grows the pie for everyone. Now, some players may feel overshadowed, and that frustration is real. But this isn't favoritism. It's economics. Brands chase whoever moves the market. And right now, no one moves it like Clark. And if you want to see proof, just look at the fan behavior behind this deal. Stanley's customer base has always been suburban moms and college students. That's their sweet spot. And those exact groups overlap perfectly with Caitlyn's audience. Think about the moms who followed her Iowa career. The college kids wearing her jerseys. The families piling into Fever games. They were already obsessed with Stanley. This partnership just connected the dots. And the numbers don't lie. Stanley's site traffic spiked. Retail shortages happened within hours. Pre-orders maxed out instantly. Resale markets got flooded with listings marked up 2 or 3 times. That's not normal hype. That's demand obliterating supply. And the demand is being driven by one name. Here's the biggest win of all. This deal makes Clark's influence permanent. Basketball is seasonal, but products like Stanley Cups, they're daily. They're in classrooms, gyms, offices, and kitchens year-round. Fans aren't just cheering for her when she drops 30 points. They're literally drinking from her cup every single day. That's brand integration on another level. And if you think this ends with cups, think again. Once her signature shoe drops, and the buzz points to 2026, it's going to be a global phenomenon. Add more lifestyle collabs, and we're looking at a realistic path to billionaire status by the end of her career. Laugh if you want, but the trajectory is undeniable. And yet, no matter what she does, the critics move the goalposts. First it was, she'll never sell out arenas. Then she did. Then, she'll never land endorsements. Now she has more than anyone else. Then, she can't sell lifestyle products. Well, hello, Cups. Every milestone she hits, the bar just shifts. And the constant moving of goalposts isn't a sign of her weakness. It's proof of her dominance. Because when someone keeps breaking records, the only way to argue against them is to change the argument. But here's the truth. The market doesn't care about narratives. It cares about receipts. And Caitlin Clark has plenty. So what's the real takeaway? The Stanley deal isn't just about cups. It's about dominance. It proves Clark's influence goes far beyond basketball. It proves she can turn everyday items into cultural gold. It proves the WNBA's growth is directly tied to her momentum. And it proves the haters are officially out of excuses. Because when you can sell out cups faster than jerseys, hijack sneaker culture with drinkware, and stay culturally relevant without even playing, that's not hype. That's reality. Caitlin Clark isn't just in the game. She's rewriting it. And the scariest part for her critics? She's only getting started.